These are my sneaker pickups from ComplexCon 2025. I literally just got back from ComplexCon like late last night. It's not that early in the morning, I'm just completely wiped, but I wanted to show you guys what sneakers I picked up. I've got 3 pairs that I actually grabbed at the event and 1 pair that I tried to grab at the event, but Osman was able to grab, so I'm gonna show you guys anyway because it's a fire pair of sneakers and he's in Thailand, so he doesn't even know I have it. But we'll talk about that one in a second. By the way, if you guys were at ComplexCon, thank you so much for stopping by the Apothecary booth. It was nuts. It was one of the craziest experiences of my life. I got to meet a lot of people that I've always wanted to meet. I got to meet a lot of you guys, which was incredible. And of course, if you were there, you had a chance to grab the Apothecary mules, which are completely sold out. We did a very small restock at ComplexCon, and they went crazy. I actually was able to pick up the orange pair, which is a pair that I hadn't had yet. This is a pair that I wore at the event though, so it is definitely worn, but the good news is the Apothecary wipes clean up the shoe very, very well, so that's not a bad thing. Also, you might have noticed my orange hat, which dropped at the event. It may drop online, stay tuned for that. And one other thing, I'm excited about it. We made these exclusive Apothecary ComplexCon work jackets. Now, as of right now, they are not available for purchase, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not the one you need to convince. The person you need to convince is my co-founder, Osman, who made these. He's not sure if he wants to drop them. I'm like, yo, people want these, so if you wanna grab them, tag him. He doesn't know I'm doing this. This is not like some guerrilla marketing. This is literally me trying to get these made so that you guys can grab them. So tag him on Instagram at OCCman and let him know you want these jackets. I'm really trying to help you guys out here because I want another one of these. This is crazy. But with that out of the way, let's talk about some of my sneaker pickups. Now, I wasn't able to grab a lot, mainly because, well, there was a lot of stuff that was sold out and hard to get, but also because I didn't think far enough ahead to bring an actual suitcase. I just brought a carry-on, which means that I couldn't even grab boxes for half the stuff that I grabbed, which is really frustrating. So the first pair that we have are these right here. These are Steven Smith's Crocs Ripple. So a few months ago, actually, at SneakerCon, we had Steven Smith on the podcast, and he was talking about his upcoming collaboration, or I guess project with Crocs. He might actually be, I don't know if it's a collaboration or if he actually works for Crocs now. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is there. Either way, this is the shoe that he dropped with Crocs. It's called the Crocs Ripple, and it dropped first at ComplexCon, and I do believe it drops later on, but I don't know exactly when. So this shoe is crazy. It's obviously a Steven Smith shoe. If you're not familiar with Steven Smith's work, he's designed shoes like the Reebok Instapump Fury. He's designed the foam runners. He's designed almost all of the Yeezys that are out there because he worked directly with Kanye. He's that guy you always see in pictures next to Kanye holding like foam runners or something like that. He also worked at Nike for 10 years. He worked at New Balance, creating some of the most iconic New Balance silhouettes like the 574. This dude is truly a sneaker design legend. He is up there with Tinker Hatfield. I'm not gonna say one is bigger than the other, but there's cases to be made for both of them. But now he's with Crocs and he's created something that definitely has the Steven Smith vibe to it. I mean, it looks like a foam runner a little bit because obviously he designed the foam runners, but it is absolutely still its own unique silhouette from Steven Smith, and it's very futuristic and it's very cool. Now, I've been seeing this shoe around the internet. Obviously, I saw it at the podcast. I couldn't show you guys when we filmed it, but I saw it there, and it is one of the most wild looking pairs of sneakers that we've had all year. First of all, it's not even like a regular pair of shoes. It's not even like a regular pair of Crocs. It's more of like a sort of futuristic clog, and there's 2 different materials on the shoe. You've got presumably your standard Crocs material here on the, I guess, the off-white portions of the shoe, and then the blue areas are a much softer foam. Now, I know Crocs uses Croslite foam. I don't know if that's the softer foam or their regular foam. I really should look it up really quick and let you guys know because I feel like I'm very uninformed here, even though I've done Crocs reviews before. Okay, so based on some very, very light cursory research that I'm not totally sure if is true, you've got Croslite, which is their standard Crocs foam, which they use in all of their clogs, and then you've got Croslite Ride, and that could be the blue foam that you've got in the upper of the shoe. Either way, there are 2 different materials. You've got the regular Croslite and then a softer foam that you see in blue. And what's cool is that even though this Croslite is soft, this blue foam is even softer. And it actually looks like this is a 2-part construction. So you've got this exterior part, the white part, and then they've sort of popped in the blue foam throughout these little like punch out holes on the sides and in the bottom. And what this creates is a very, very soft underfoot experience that looks wild and completely different. The name of the shoe is inspired by something that Steven Smith has said in the past, which is when you go to a new brand, you don't want to create huge waves. You want to start out with just a ripple. And that's why it's called the Ripple. And you can see that there's almost literally a ripple on the side of the shoe, definitely inspired by a ripple because it comes in blue and it looks like water or ripples. I think if you had to guess what the name of this shoe was from just looking at it, Ripple would be one of your guesses. It's not like smack you in the face obvious, but it is definitely a pretty clear inspiration. And I do think that it's one of the most unique pairs of shoes that we've gotten all year. In fact, it could make some top 10 lists. I don't know. Oh, there's actually a stiffer piece of material right here. I didn't even notice this before. So there's some sort of like substrate that gives the shoe some stiffness in the midfoot so it doesn't completely collapse under your foot. I don't know what that is, but probably some kind of TPU. But like a regular pair of Crocs, this shoe does fit big, so I went down to a size 8. I'm usually a size 9. I believe they didn't have half sizes at the event. I don't know if they have half sizes online when they drop it. I'm not totally sure. But either way, I went with a size 8. It does feel a tad bit tight, but I'm glad I went with a size 8 and not a size 9 because a size 9 would have felt a little bit big. So that's the way that I went. And especially when you're grabbing a pair of shoes that doesn't have laces, it's not a bad idea to go down a little bit just because they fit a little bit better. Honestly, even when it comes to our Apothecary mules, I would suggest usually going down like a half size. Now, if you choose to do the foot scan, you can actually get the shoe fitted to your foot exactly, which is honestly what I recommend. But if you just grab a regular size, maybe go down a half size just because, you know, shoes without laces, it's better to get them slightly smaller. In my incredibly limited amount of time wearing this shoe, like I tried it on for a couple minutes, it feels crazy. It honestly does feel like a foam runner, but it feels like a softer foam runner underfoot because you've got that softer foam. But it looks wild. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section down below. Do you prefer this to the foam runner? Do you prefer the way the foam runner looks? I think in a different colorway, I would prefer this to the foam runner. I think in this particular colorway, it's a bit like out there for me. I wear a lot of out there shoes, but this one I think feels a bit too playful. This particular colorway is not exactly what I'm looking for from this shoe, but if they drop like a mono-colored one, honestly, like a similar color scheme to maybe the foam runners, I would prefer this shoe over the foam runners, which is crazy to say because I love the foam runners, but yeah, I really like this shoe a lot. I love what Crocs is doing. The fact that they're collaborating with people like Stephen Smith and Salehi on brand new silhouettes. Crocs, if you ever want to work with Apothecary, hit us up. We would be down. This shoe is sick. One other thing that's really interesting about these shoes is that they're actually compatible with Jibbitz, which foam runners aren't. So these holes here on the top, maybe even the holes on the side, I'm not totally sure about the holes on the side, but definitely the ones on the top, you can throw some Jibbitz in there. I believe, based on an interview that I read with Stephen Smith a couple minutes ago, they might be releasing like new special Jibbitz for these shoes. I didn't see any at the actual ComplexCon event. In fact, I'll actually have Tim, my editor, overlay some B-roll of the booth where I bought these. Sorry about that, Tim. I know I told you I wasn't gonna give you any B-roll, but there you go. Also, guys, check out Tim's channel, TA Vlogs. I'll link it in the description below. He's awesome. He actually dropped some coverage on the event too, so check that out. But let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. I'm also thinking about doing a full review. If you guys would like to see a full review of these shoes, again, let me know that in the comment section as well. I think these are crazy. I think these have potential to be one of Crocs' bigger releases. I don't know if they'll hit the same level as the Salehi Crocs, but I do think there is potential there. So let me know all your thoughts on the shoe in the comment section down below, and also if you want me to drop a full review because I'm heavily considering it. But before we get into the next shoe, I want to let you guys know about my Whatnot stream happening tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. This stream is part of their Halloween themed haunted hype like stream marathon that's going on for 2 days from the 29th to the 30th. It's gonna have like sneaker YouTubers, fashion people, huge Whatnotters all streaming like all day. You definitely have to stop by and check it out. I'm gonna be giving away pairs of sneakers like maybe a pair of J-tips. So stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes. Like I said, I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow night on the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure to tune in. Link to sign up is right there in the top of the description below. If you sign up for Whatnot using that link, you get $15 towards your first purchase. And I'm actually giving away not only socks, because I always give away socks, but I'm giving away sneakers, maybe some J-tips. I don't know. You have to tune in and check it out. Not only that, I get sent a lot of sneakers from a lot of different brands, and as much as I like all of them, I can't wear all of them. So in tomorrow's stream, I'm gonna be giving away some sneakers that brands have sent me, a lot of which are insanely fire. Pairs that I would love to wear, but I just literally don't have enough feet to wear. And of course, I'll be selling pairs from my own personal collection that I've bought and that I've worn. But get this, any purchase from me or any other seller on the Trick or Treat shelf automatically enters you into 20 different giveaways. The more you buy, the more chances you have to win. So if you guys want to tune into that, it's gonna be a blast. All my auctions are gonna start at just $1, except for the giveaways, which of course are free and will ship internationally. So tune in, and if you haven't checked out Whatnot, now is the perfect time to do it. Whatnot is a live auction shopping platform with sneaker auctions 24 hours a day, many starting at just $1. In fact, for the next 2 days, there's gonna be some scary deals. That's how good they are. They're scary, they're spooky. It's haunted hype. It's the whole theme of the thing. But yeah, check it out. Seriously, it's gonna be awesome. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And maybe if you tune in, you might win some sneakers. So check it out. Again, use that link at the top of the description below. Sign up for Whatnot and get $15 towards your first purchase. And of course, huge thank you to Whatnot for being such a long-time supporter of the channel. Speaking of J-tips, we've actually got a pair of J-tips that didn't come in this box because like I said, I had to get rid of all the boxes that I had got at ComplexCon because I just couldn't fit them in my suitcase. But this is them right here. This is the new J-Tip Saucony Pro Grid Triumph 4. Now, you guys might have seen my short form video where I unboxed like the first 3 colorways, the purple one, the green one, and I think the pink one. But the red one was the one that I was really excited about, but at the time you couldn't get it. Now, of course, because I didn't keep the box, I did try it on and I did wear it for a little bit, so that's why it looks, you know, a little tried on, a little worn. And unfortunately, I got there right at the end of the day on the first day, so I wasn't able to grab my size. This is a size 8.5, and that's another reason why it's unlaced, because 8.5s fit me better if I'm not like tightening them down. But dude, J-Tips absolutely did his thing on this sneaker. Not only that, his booth was crazy. J-Tips also may or may not be making an appearance on the podcast in the probably coming months. So if you're not subscribed to the Shoes Off podcast, make sure to check it out. This Leahy episode is crazy. It just dropped. We dropped Jeff Staple and, like I said, Stephen Smith. Rafi's episode just dropped, so check that out as well. But there's some other really big guests coming up, so stay tuned for that and subscribe if you haven't yet. But just like the other shoes from the Flowers Grow Uptown collection, this shoe is inspired by good things coming from unexpected places, and each one of the shoes is named after a plant that grows naturally in the Bronx. Obviously, because it's called Poison Ivy, this one is inspired by Poison Ivy. Not sure exactly why it comes in red and not green. Now, to be fair, I don't know Bronx Poison Ivy. Maybe Bronx Poison Ivy is red. Not totally sure. The Poison Ivy, where I grew up in Maryland, was green, but hey, maybe there's like a red tint to it. I don't know. But either way, red is my favorite color, and this shoe is absolutely fire. J-Tips has killed every single pair of Sauconys that he's dropped. There are some that I obviously like more than others, but none of them have been misses, in my opinion. In fact, let me know in the comment section down below which one is your favorite out of all of J-Tips' collaborations with Saucony. And I really think he's sort of, I wouldn't say revitalize the brand, because Saucony has been around forever and they're huge in the running space, but definitely in sort of the hype world, J-Tips has brought some new eyes to the brand, and I think he's absolutely killing it, and I'm excited to see what he has coming up next, whether it's with Saucony or with someone else, who knows. But like all of the other shoes that he's dropped, this shoe comes in a crazy multicolor look. You've got the base color being red, obviously, but you've also got hits of light blue on the tongue and around the sides of the sneaker, with the midsole coming in this neon green. You've also got that same sort of neon green on the suede accents. You've got the flower detail embroidered behind the Saucony logo right there, which is super, super clean. You've got Savior right there. And of course, just a bunch of multicolored details throughout. And they replaced the Triumph branding on the back of the shoe right there with Uptown. Another hit that I'm a big fan of is the Made by J-Tips on the sock liner right there. Very, very cool. Oh, and of course, the flower on the tongue. There's so much going on in this sneaker, but the one thing that J-Tips does incredibly well, there's a lot of things, but the one thing I'm trying to point out specifically right now is that he's able to take crazy multicolor looks and make them work. Like, I can tell you right now, if you gave me some colors, okay, maybe that's a bad example, because I think I could do pretty good. But if you gave, it's very hard to create shoes that look this good with this many colors, is what I'm trying to say. In addition to the shoes, I did grab some apparel from a couple different brands. The first one is this one right here. This is the Crocs Ripple ComplexCon exclusive shirt. I think it was free, but you had to win something on like a screen or machine. I don't know exactly how it worked, but got this. Very, very cool. I also grabbed this from the Hidden booth. Shout out to Hidden and the whole ASICS team. Hidden is always killing it. These Hidden collaborations are sick. Grab this at the Hidden booth right there. The ComplexCon ASICS 25 gigabyte drop. This shirt is sick. Super, super fire. Speaking of Hidden, I actually did grab a pair of the Hidden ASICS. Now, it did come with a box, and the reason is because I didn't grab it at the event. I knew this pair was coming, so that's why I didn't buy it. And it literally showed up at my door, I guess my UPS box, today, which is crazy because it's just in time for filming this video, so I'm stoked on this. And I would have bought it at ComplexCon if I didn't know that the shoe was coming. So huge thank you to the whole ASICS Hidden team, because you guys really hooked it up, and I can't thank you guys enough because this shoe is fire. Speaking of the shoe, here it is. This is the ASICS Gel DS Trainer 14. It's a model that I'm not familiar with at all, but man, is it a dope model. Look at that. Look how sick this shoe is. Oh my gosh. Hidden is another one of those collaborators that always drops bangers. Now, I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't know who Hidden is. I've never met Hidden. I am just as in the dark as you guys are as to who Hidden is. So the mystery is as real for me as it is for you guys, but I've got to give Hidden huge props because the brand that they've created from a mood board, essentially, is truly, truly incredible. And their design aesthetic, I'm assuming they've got to be like, I don't know if you're an ID or not, Hidden. I don't know if you're watching this. I don't know if you're in industrial design or you're in product design or maybe just fashion design or something. You're obviously a designer because the stuff that you make is like next level. It's crazy. But yeah, this shoe is just another example of amazing, amazing design work. And like I said, I really didn't know anything about the Gel DS Trainer 14. And this is a shoe that honestly is a really, really fire silhouette. And of course, the Hidden green just sets it off. In fact, the entire midsole tooling and outsole tooling is green. It's all the same shade of green too, which is not easy. I've said this in a ton of different reviews. It's very difficult to get different materials to be the same shade of a color. Very, very difficult. And in this case, the rubber on the outsole, the foam in the midsole, like exactly the same shade of green. Obviously, there's some slightly different shades of green in like the gel and this translucent green right here. It's still pretty close though. I don't know if it was supposed to be exactly the same or not, but yeah, the gel is a little bit different. Oh, and another detail that I love is that on the overlays that create the ASICS logo, you've got like candy apple green, like candy coating. It's like sparkly. Super, super dope. Not to keep gushing over this shoe, but I'm gonna gush over all these shoes. Is that the upper material, it looks kind of white from a distance, but then when you get up close, it's actually this very lightly tinted green. and it's a really, really nice touch. There's also like a bunch of different textures going on in the shoe. You've got the moon phases on the tongue and on the heel in a reflective material. You've got Hidden's logo there on the pull tab, also on the heel right there. You've got mismatching insoles, which is a really nice detail. I mean, just like all of Hidden's other collaborations, all of the details, the box, the shoe, the booth was crazy too. Just all really, really well done. And a piece of information that you may or may not know if you were actually at ComplexCon is that this was not the only shoe that Hidden dropped. He also dropped a black and blue pair, which you can check out the B-roll right here. Shout out to Tim again for throwing the B-roll up. But that pair was only available in incredibly limited quantities. I think it was a friends and family pair. The only way to get that pair was not to buy it. You couldn't actually buy the shoe, but you'd have to walk around the event and someone would have to hand you a pamphlet. There were people walking around the event, like I think a couple people, like 2 or 3 people walking around the event, dressed up like the people who come knocking on your door trying to hand you pamphlets. And they'd hand you a pamphlet. There was a lot of pamphlets, but inside a very limited amount of those pamphlets, there was like a ticket. And that ticket would win you that pair of shoes. That was the only way to get the pair of shoes. And I tried to get as many pamphlets as I could. I could only get like 2 of them, but I did not get a ticket. And I'm certain that that pair, if it's made it to the resale market yet, I don't know if people even know about it yet, but if it's made it to the resale market, it's gonna be, well, you know, shoot, let's check. Let me check really quick. So as of right now, in a size 9, no pairs have actually hit the market. Are there any? There's one size 9.5, $2,000. Look at that, 2K. Shoe. Fire shoe. Let me know what you guys think of this shoe in the comment section down below. Now this last pair of sneakers, unfortunately, is not my pair. I was not able to get a pair of these. I'm hoping that one kind of shows up at my door. May or may not. I did actually end up buying a pair in StockX by accident because I put in a bid for it and then someone accepted the bid. I thought it was a low bid, but apparently that's what the bid was. It was like 550 bucks. This is the brand new Air Max 95,000. Now this shoe is the next sneaker that is created with Zellerfeld by Nike. Now this was a huge rollout that they did at the event. The only way to get it was to win it through this like machine. I believe it does drop at the end of next month. I'm not sure exactly when, but it is probably one of the craziest shoes that I've ever seen. This is the fully 3D printed Air Max 95, and unlike the Air Max 1000s, which are the fully 3D printed Air Max 1s, this shoe, well, this shoe's crazy. Not only does this shoe feature multiple air bubbles, but it also features this new kind of print technology which runs along the side of the shoe. It's a dual material print. It's got an outsole, which is added on after the fact. It's post-process. You've got like this little additional thing popped in the bottom. It's not just an air unit popped in the shoe. This is the future of 3D printing. 3D printing in a lot of ways is going to be like the main process for things, but you can really make 3D printed products next level by adding things onto them or adding 3D printing onto other things. And this is a perfect example of that. This shoe is just next level. Actually, this detail on the outsole might not even be popped in. It might actually be printed. But look at the details on this shoe. They're insane. Oh my gosh. So this shoe, of course, is inspired by the standard Air Max 95s, but it's fully 3D printed, and it is sort of the future version of the shoe in a lot of ways. I don't think every Air Max 95 is gonna be this in the future, but I do think this is a really great example of what shoes that are made with Nike and Zellerfeld can be. And this shoe is just absolutely insane. There was a few different colorways that they displayed at the event. There was one in lilac, and then there was one in sort of like off-white color, which I had never seen before, or at least never seen on a shoe. I'd seen the material from Zellerfeld before, but they haven't actually released that material yet on a sneaker. Personally, I think the black and green one's my favorite, and like I said, I did have to buy a pair. So I'm really excited for that pair to come in a couple weeks. But this really takes the Zellerfeld-Nike partnership to another level, like truly to another level. It expands on everything that they did with the Air Max 1000s and just doubles it, like truly. Like you've got a green Nike insert right there, like that's inserted. You've got this printed line along the side. You've got the traction pattern on the outsole, which again, I've never tried on, so I don't know how it feels, but man, it probably feels great and it probably grips amazingly well. It seems like they've even changed up the way that they print it too. Like the upper is so soft. And then the midsole, again, got some stiffness to it, not just because of the air bubbles, although they do make the shoe stiffer, but it is also like, I guess it's the infill that they've changed a little bit, but man, this shoe is crazy. They absolutely nailed it with this shoe. Definitely a next level release. I'm so jealous of Os for getting this pair. Like genuinely, like stupid jealous. And I'll be honest with you, I was being selfish. I went first. I was like, no, let me go first. And then he went after me and he won the shoe and I didn't get it. So that's on me. That's my fault. Guys, don't be selfish. Don't put yourself first, because what happens is your friend gets the shoe that you want. It's all jokes. I did go first though, and if I had gone second, I would have gotten it. So that's, hey, that's on me. That's on me. But yeah, very cool shoe. Let me know what you guys think of the shoe in the comments. I think I prefer this to the Air Max 1000s, but overall it really does seem like a Gen 2 of the Nike-Zellerfeld collaboration or partnership. So they killed it. Both teams just absolutely nailed it. And I'm so excited to see what they do next. Because while I don't know if there's anything else coming out in the future, I'm certain there is. But hey, let me know in the comment section down below which one of these pickups you like the best. For me, it's really tough. They're all fire. This one would definitely be up there if I was able to get it, but I didn't. So out of these three, it's a toss-up. It's really, really tough. Also, let me know if you stopped by the Apothecary booth and if you grabbed one of the Apothecary mules, what color you grabbed. This orange color is crazy. It's also one of the more limited colorways. But guys, thank you so much for watching the whole video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you all in the next one.